The number of Americans facing a tax penalty under President Obama's health care overhaul is jumping dramatically, and most of those facing that tax increase are in the middle class. Latest report from the CBO, the Congressional Budget Office, finding 6 million uninsured Americans will get hit with the penalty. That is a 50% jump from the previous estimate. Utah Senator Mike Lee, a member of the Senate Joint Economic Committee, on this. What does this mean, sir?
Well, this means what we feared all along, what we as Republicans have been predicting all along, is that this will hurt people. This will hurt middle-income earners, and it's going to hurt a lot of them. When the Supreme Court rewrote the law earlier this summer to uphold it as a tax, it subjected 6 million Americans to that tax. That's a big tax increase, and it's a tax increase on middle-income Americans.
What does it mean about the pledge not to raise taxes for those who make more than $250,000 a year as a family?
It means that it evaporated into thin air, and we've got to do something about it. I've introduced legislation, S3411, that would do just that, that would make clear that this isn't a tax, and it would rescind any part of the individual mandate provisions of the Affordable Care Act that do, in fact, impose a tax.
All right, here is now some of the specifics for our viewers on the screen here. This is what we're finding out at the moment here. That's the average penalty of $1,200 per year in the year 2016. The collection estimate would be about what? Is it $7 billion on that? And the collection estimate about $98 billion. LASIK surgery didn't turn out so well for me as I try and grab the numbers across the screen. What does it say about the financial stability of this law? I mean, what does this mean for us, not just in 2016, but even beyond that?
Well, it confirms what we've seen over and over again as these CBO reports continue to come out, telling us that this law is going to cost a lot more to implement than we were promised that it would cost. This is a major step, and this is a major break in the case, confirming what a lot of us have been predicting all along, which is that this would become unsustainable, be unaffordable, and it would amount to a wholesale breach of the promise not to raise taxes on middle-income Americans.
Do you think people realize this, or are they just starting to see it now?
Well, they're just starting to see it now. The data continue to trickle in, and we continue to get more reports from the Congressional Budget Office telling us that this is the case. So Americans don't want this, and they don't need it. And that's why we continue to push for legislation that would either repeal the Affordable Care Act altogether, or at a minimum defund it, or as my bill does, S3411, it removes the tax assertion of authority. It removes anything that could be read as an exercise of Congress's power to tax. And if you remove that, according to the Supreme Court, the whole thing crumbles.
Well, we'll see what comes out from the CBO next, because the story's been changing, as you well note, for some time. Mike Lee, thank you. Republican out of Utah. Will follow your legislation and see where it goes. Thank you, sir.